Okay, so here we are, episode 3, Arthur's Roundtable. And this week, joining me, I have my friend Andrea.
Hello. Which one? There's so
That
many
one.
of them. Which that one?
The one that's over there, not the webcam. All right,
Okay.
you got that one.
That one. Hello, that one.
Best way to put it is, we have camera 1,
Okay.
2, which is me. You're not in
Awesome.
that shot.
I'm okay with that.
And then we have camera 3, which is
Okay.
you, not me.
Okay.
So it's just like a newscast. They have the wide shot where you see both anchors.
Yes.
Then they've got a camera for each anchor. And then you have, I need a GoPro to take to Neville and call it the Neville cam.
You really do.
And there he goes. Neville has made his first appearance.
Of many.
Yeah. So.
Because that's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Or he eats the chair. That too.
Yeah, pretty much. So how have you been?
Been good. Been working.
Actually, I forgot to do this with Jonas, but I did it on my first episode with Kimberly, and something I'm trying to hold over from when I was doing the podcast previously. Fun fact about Andrea. Awkward silence.
Fun fact about Andrea. Andrea is really good at creating awkward silences.
That doesn't count. I already called you out on that one. Excuse me. Or just a little bit about yourself. Anything?
I already told you I'm good at creating awkward silences. You said that one wasn't good enough.
Exactly.
Let's see. Completely random fact because I've been paying way too much attention to college football. I am born and raised in Knoxville, and I'm a fan of Virginia Tech because I do not like the SEC and no one cares about the ACC.
That's because the SEC actually plays football.
So does the ACC.
I mean, come on.
It's not like we're talking about the OVC.
Oh, yeah. Touche. Which Austin P is a member of, and so is Tennessee.
TTU.
Our alma maters.
Yes, although I remember all the good times from the football games where our mascot would go around the stadium. I don't know what's called the big thing that rolls.
The big thing that rolls.
Flat platform thing rolls. You can carry stuff on it.
Like a cart? Trailer?
We're going to call it a cart.
Okay.
Takes a cart with a toilet sitting up on it.
Ah, yes.
With a sign above it that says pee goes here, pointing down into the toilet.
Ah, yes, but it's spelled differently.
They spelled it Peay.
Well, yeah, and that's not a bodily function. That's somebody's last name. Just saying.
The important part is we still won that game, I think.
That doesn't surprise me either.
And there goes the other half to my phone case. That's not important. So what have you done this week?
What have I done? Well, I just came off drill this weekend, and it was long. I was in Nashville all day, Saturday and Sunday, doing stuff.
How terrible.
Yeah, and before that, doing funerals in this crazy weather we've been having in Tennessee, where a week ago today, the high, I think, was 8, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
And then by Friday, the high, it was in the 50s.
Yeah, I think we actually hit 60-something over the weekend.
Yeah. On Saturday, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old Tennessee weather. Less than a week, we can have everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't have tornadoes, though. But yeah, if you don't like the weather, stick around a while. It'll be different.
Not very long. A while is a week. Of course, today...
Well, a while is an hour, but...
Yeah. But, I mean, today it's raining.
Yeah, I can quit that at any time.
Gosh. Just trying to think. So did you watch the Golden Globes last night?
I watched part of them and then switched over to Revenge because I really like that show.
I watched exactly none of it.
Oh, see, I watched the important part where Jennifer Lawrence won Best Supporting Actress for American Hustle.
Awesome.
Kind of hard to miss when it's the first award given.
That's a movie I would like to see.
I still want to see it too.
See that Wolf of Wall Street
Yep.
and Lone Survivor.
I haven't heard of that one. What's that one about?
It's a true story about a four-man Navy SEAL team, sent in to capture or kill some, I think, Al Qaeda dude in Afghanistan, and they went in and their op is compromised because th- this little just like boy that's a goat herder stumbles across them. Of course, they detain him initially, and there's just that. All right, well, so we can stay, you know. Oh shoot, what's the word? Concealed. I guess no one will know about us. We'd have to kill him, but it's a kid. We can't kill a kid. Let him go. Of course, he tells the adults. Next thing they know, they've got like a 300 man powered army rolling in on them.
Oh,
And there's
lovely.
four of them. Yeah, and it's based on the book written by the only one of them to survive the ordeal.
Okay.
So, I mean that's all I know. I downloaded the book on my Kindle, but haven't started it yet.
See, I was hoping you had it hard copy so I could borrow it.
No, I can't. I don't know. Just ebooks have kind of been the thing to do. I'm a fan of them, except for the clause that pretty much every company has, it's like Amazon, Sony, whoever you do your ebooks through. That especially Amazon's real bad about it. If for whatever reason they lose the rights to a book for e-publishing, they can delete it from your library and your devices, which I understand. I understand, kind of like the business side of that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like if that's going to be the case, if you're saying that like I basically have a lifetime rental of this book, until these two companies don't play nice, and then you get to take, but I spent say $10 on this ebook as opposed to the one or two that I should if it's just a rental.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's two sides to it, and like I see both sides personally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense because, like, okay, you buy the book from Amazon, it's stored on their quote unquote cloud, whatever it is. Like, you're storing a copy on your little partition of their cloud. If they lose the rights to this book, they are not allowed to maintain this book on any partition of their cloud, including yours. Therefore, it disappears.
No, yeah, no, I understand. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get both sides. I understand. To me though, they should then refund however much you spent on it, if they can no longer provide that, because if you look at each individual book like as a service, I'm providing the service for you to, access this book because you do pay per book, and then, oh, I can no longer provide this service of this book, then, you should get a refund, in my opinion. I say this, I've read about it online, but it doesn't sound like it's something that has been a huge issue yet.
Yeah, I doubt it's going to be.
Well, I think with books at this point, a lot of publishing companies, excuse me, they realize that while there are people that are still going to buy hard copies, ebooks are very popular. So they're doing everything they can to make a buck off that as
Right.
well. So they're not going to, how to break contract or let a contract expire with.
Oh yeah, they know better than that.
Yeah. As opposed to various various studios. Hey, Neville.
Hey, buddy.
That let their contracts with Netflix expire, because from my understanding of those, when they go to renegotiate,
Those
you
get
know,
ugly.
yeah, and people make a big deal about it, but it doesn't bother me as much. I mean, it's a pain to to go and be like, I was going to watch such and such movie, and you go and you're like, oh, it's no longer on Netflix streaming. And that's actually that's only where it's affected. Like
Right.
DVD queue, if they have it, they have it. I don't think they can lose the DVDs.
I don't think so.
But that's just for the streaming, and yeah, I mean, so to me it makes I'm like, well, I'm paying for the streaming service. I'm not paying for a movie. So okay, they no longer are allowed to stream it. Damn, I'm just I
Yep.
can find another way to find
Should
to
have
watch
watched
that
it
movie.
sooner.
Yeah, or I can find somewhere another means to watch it.
Right.
For instance, with some TV shows, not as much for movies, but TV shows. Like I have Amazon Prime, and there's numerous TV shows that are there that aren't on Netflix. So
Well, and Hulu Plus has a lot of like TV shows, and if I remember correctly, it's got a lot of movies too. But I never used it for that.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't delved into Hulu Plus, just Netflix and Amazon Prime, and I still have a normal cable television
Yeah,
with DVR.
I got rid of the Hulu Plus because as soon as I got DVR, I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of like, which one? Because I will say it's like DVR, like recording a show on DVR versus trying to watch it on Hulu Plus. Like, I'm sure, unless something happened, and I mean, for instance, SNL airs at 10:30 Central Time.
Right.
Say the news broadcast was delayed because of a football game. This has happened to me multiple times. So news broadcast runs late, SNL is then pushed back, or they cut in the middle of SNL, and like that's annoying.
Yeah.
That can happen with DVR. That it's not going to happen to Hulu, but in general, quality, like I'm gonna get that high def quality as opposed to trying to stream Hulu or Netflix or Amazon. Depends on your internet connection. And a lot of companies now are putting a cap. Like I'm through a cable company that I'm not going to call out, but they have a cap of 300 gigs of transfer. I believe that's purely download transfer per month. And I honestly, average user, not going to hit. I mean, I don't hit it. I really, I hit it once, actually. I take that back. I hit it once. But they, of course, because they instituted that after I became a customer, they said you get 3 free months. So it didn't hurt me the one time I have hit it. And I get 2 more times to hit it as long as I remain a customer. Well, but that being said, I'd be curious to see, like, if I was somebody that streamed Netflix all day, every day, like, I'd be curious just to see what that amounted to. If that would plus regular internet usage. Well, actually, I'm gonna take it back. Netflix or YouTube, some sort of streaming video service, and I of course try to stream high definition where possible. And yeah, I'd be curious to see if I could reach that cap just doing that plus normal sending of emails and checking websites.
So now is this a Barney Stinson challenge accepted? Because I feel like it should be.
I couldn't set that up because I'm not at home. But
Oh. Teach Neville.
Neville, you're about to watch some TV shows on Netflix.
Are you okay with that, Neville?
You can almost see him on the camera up there. Oh, there he is. Smell the thing. Anyways, talking about streaming video, have you watched anything good?
The Golden Globes were amusing. I finally got to see the Christmas episode of SNL. The Jimmy Fallon, Justin Timberlake
Jimmy
one.
Fallon, Justin Timberlake, awesome.
Yeah, they re-aired it Saturday night.
The Family Feud
Oh,
skit.
my goodness.
Absolutely. All right. Now, I have to call Jimmy Fallon slash everybody at SNL who wrote it. They said he was playing Jim Parsons.
No.
That was Sheldon Cooper, Jim Parsons' character on Big Bang Theory.
That was Sheldon Cooper, and it was wrong.
It was a good Sheldon Cooper.
It was, but I have to call them out on something that was wrong. Which is, I don't remember in any episode of Big Bang Theory Sheldon ever referring to Miyazaki. So why the heck would he say a Miyazaki t-shirt is something that a woman would find sexy on, or something a man would do to be sexy? If the character has never referred to Miyazaki.
Good point.
Because they don't talk about anime on that show. They talk about comic books, Star Trek,
Yeah,
Indiana
they
Jones,
are,
Babylon 5, Dungeons and Dragons, their made-up version of Magic the Gathering, but they don't talk about anime.
Yeah, you're right, but I will grant them, like, that the leeway, of trying to make him sound dorky, and using something obscure like that some people will still get though.
Yeah.
I'll give them that, but mine more, like, if I were Jim Parsons, I'd be offended. I'd be like, come on, guys, that was Sheldon. That was the character I play. That was a damn good Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, like, he hit the thing and he went, Steve, and then he hit against Steve,
Yep.
hit against Steve, this repetition of 3, and stuff like that. And it was a Green Lantern T-shirt, I believe.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff was dead on Sheldon Cooper, not Jim
Oh,
Parsons.
absolutely.
Um,
Well, no, because if you're going to do the rest of Jim Parsons, then you also have to do him singing in the Muppet movie.
which was one of the best cameos ever.
I know, right?
Because it was a very well kept secret until you see the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, they didn't let on to that at all. A lot of cameos these days, you find out. Shoot, Tom Baker in the 50th anniversary Doctor Who found out about like 1 or 2 days before it aired.
I think I found out the day before.
Yeah. And
Come here, kitty.
so, that being said, Justin Timberlake's Jimmy Fallon impression was also hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, and when he laughs, like when he's like trying to say something, and he's just like,
Yep.
I would bet money that Jimmy Fallon was sitting over there, making a face or something
Had
to try
to
to
have
get.
been.
He had to have been. And if Jimmy Fallon, if you ever watch this, please tweet out at me STTNG7, and let me know.
Yeah. My Twitter name is not that easy to spell, so I'm not going to.
I can put the link in the description of the YouTube video if you would
Okay.
like me to.
That'll work.
So, yeah, that was an excellent episode. I love the cold open with
Oh,
the,
yes.
gosh, they've got to have a name for it. I mean, this one was what, Rappinville,
Yep.
but it's a continuation of that character that Justin Timberlake has done now 3 times, which I love.
Yeah. I've only seen 2 of them, though. I've seen Rappinville and Plasticville.
Liquorville is the best one, and that's the one you're.
How have I not seen Liquorville?
And because not only is it, he's dressed up as a bottle of beer, it's
That's not
Kristen
liquor.
Wiig as a tea bag, and then Lady Gaga comes out as a glass of wine.
Oh, gosh.
It is hilarious.
Okay, none of those is liquor.
Yeah, okay, well, outside of the state of Tennessee, they sell everything in the liquor store.
I thought they sold everything in grocery stores.
Well, yeah, in grocery stores, that's what I meant. And whereas in Tennessee, if it's 6% and under, it's beer, and you can sell it at the grocery store. If it's over 6%, it has to be at a liquor store. For our viewers slash listeners that do not reside in Tennessee, we have this really old, dumb law,
No comments on the law.
which basically means you can only buy really weak beer at the grocery store, and that's it. Anyways, back to television in general. I recently watched the movie Drinking Buddies on Netflix. I would recommend it's Olivia Wilde,
Okay.
Ron Livingston,
Name doesn't ring a bell.
Jack Johnson.
Name vaguely rings a bell, and I know it should.
and Anna Kendrick.
Okay, now I know why you watched it.
Actually, she's a very small supporting role, and it's
Not
about
important. I know why you watched it.
it, no, seriously. Main reason I watched it, well, two reasons. I was going to watch it when it came out because they did a really cool thing. When it came out in theaters, they also released it digitally on iTunes and various other services where you had to buy the movie. I didn't feel like buying the movie, but I really liked that they did that. They, instead of waiting months and months for a digital version, they're like all at once, and so it really quickly hit Netflix. I bet it's not even on DVD. I don't even know if they'll release it on DVD.
Okay.
Uh, so, but there was that, and it's about beer. It's about people that work at a brewery. I mean, come
That is
on.
excellent.
Yes, and and I really, other than I think it's Jack Johnson. I feel bad. I'm gonna
To the internet.
Yes, IMDb is my friend. In the meantime, though, it had a good cast that I recognized. Like Ron Livingston, I'm gonna put this in perspective for you.
Okay.
Richard Nixon in Band of Brothers. Dick Winter's best friend, who's the intel officer, Captain Winter or Captain Nixon.
Rings a bell in the book, but I don't remember it in the
He
show.
he does intel. He's the guy that's
Yeah,
drunk.
I remember it in the book.
Yeah, yeah. Ron Livingston played him in the
Oh, okay.
miniseries. So
The miniseries that I still haven't seen all of.
Jake Johnson, that's the guy's name. My apologies. Jack Johnson is a musical artist, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I was a little confused.
Olivia Wilde, Jake Johnson, Anna Kendrick, Ron Livingston. Those are the four big names slash main characters, and specifically Olivia Wilde and Jake Johnson. Olivia Wilde's husband is also in it.
She's married?
Jason Sudeikis
Oh, okay.
of SNL fame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right
I
then.
think husband, or is it boyfriend?
I don't know. Hard to tell in today's time.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to bother trying to pull that up. Significant other.
Okay, we'll go with
It's
that.
a safe one. But yeah, it's to me it was a non-traditional romantic movie,
Okay.
because it's not like any other Nicholas Sparks.
Oh wait, this is a Nicholas
story.
Sparks movie?
No. I'm comparing it to like when I say, because most people talk about like a romantic movie, they think of Nicholas Sparks these days, or something along those lines. It's not like that, but it's definitely like a relationship movie. It's kind of about the trials and the evolution of a man and woman's relationship, and it's about beer. I mean, come on.
That's the important part. It's about beer. And Anna Kendrick is in it.
Yes. And anyways, watch it on Netflix streaming. I would recommend it. And I've been slowly working on West Wing. I think halfway through the first season, so not
Yeah.
very far into it, but it's a excellent show. It is kind of weird. There's this one guy. Excuse me, Bradley Whitfield, I believe is his name, that plays Josh something in West Wing. And I watch it and I see him and I think of his role in Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, which was another Aaron Sorkin show, and he was Danny Tripp. And so like I see him, I'm like, Danny. Nope. And actually, now that I think about this, I believe I talked about him on the first episode of my podcast. So I'm already bringing up old topics. Sweet.
Aren't you a little bit too new for that?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll have to go through and watch West Wing at some point. But I kind of have to finish my Lost Girl bender first.
Fair enough. Gosh, I haven't really watched anything else that's sucked me in recently. I don't have any new music.
I don't really either. I've downloaded some stuff from iTunes recently. That just random songs that are already popular, like Counting Stars. And then some stuff by, the artist's name is Russell Dickerson. He's actually the son of my church's choir director.
Right,
So.
is that the guy you sent me a link to his
Yeah.
performing at Third and Lindsley?
Yes, yeah, that
Oh,
guy.
Excellent. That he was pretty good. And the video you sent me.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so I've at some point downloaded all of his music.
all right, so we've got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, so where's the things that piss you off segment?
Oh, well, that only comes up when I'm running low on time,
Oh.
because that could easily take more than 5 minutes. But since you asked, the next one on my list were bad drivers.
Perfect, since it's raining.
So I'm gonna start off with my number one pet peeve about drivers, in America especially. I say that I've never driven anywhere else, but I am aware of common road laws, especially in Germany on the Autobahn. On the Autobahn, left lane is for passing.
Yes.
So if you are catching up with if you're in the left lane and you're catching up with somebody, you flash your lights at them, and they should get over. And in fact, they can get pulled over and get a ticket if they don't get out of your way. In America, that does not happen.
No, it doesn't.
And I mean, I absolutely try to treat the left lane as the passing lane. And I just wish more people would.
Now, see, here's the great one, though, is when you're in the right lane and people flash their lights for you to move over.
I've never had that happen.
I've had that happen on the way here before. It's kind of irritating.
Wow.
Yeah,
What do you? They're the ones that should be getting over.
exactly, and there was plenty of room for them to.
Oh, okay. So the other thing I hate,
Okay.
thinking about people in the right lane, when you're getting on to the interstate or some other highway where there's an entrance ramp, and you come down the ramp and there's a vehicle in the right lane, and rather than getting over into the left lane so you can safely merge, they make you either A, speed up, or B, slow way down. Like, and when I say speed up, I mean like punch it, like pushing my Mustang to its limit as far as acceleration, so a weaker car wouldn't even be able to do it. So in most cases, slamming on your brakes so you can merge in behind them.
Yeah.
And typically involving driving on the shoulder past the end of the entrance ramp. I can't stand people that are completely ignorant of that entrance ramp. Now, I understand sometimes. I mean, I've been getting on. I'm like, why didn't you get over? And so once I get into the right lane, I'm like, oh, there was someone on your left side. You couldn't.
Yeah.
And most of the time when that happens, like it's like a semi, so I couldn't see on the other side of them, so I didn't. But I mean, I've seen semi drivers. Typically, they're really weird. Most semi drivers are good about that. Every now and then, I run into one that just does not care. Like, he's got his blinders on. He's driving down the road. He doesn't care what any of the other cars are doing around him. He's not stopping for anything. He's not moving for anything. And those are annoying. But on the bright side, typically, for me, I can drop it down to gear and I can get in front of them pretty quick.
Yeah. See, usually semis are the ones who are nice to me. And I'm sitting here thinking, rush hour traffic when I have to drive out to this side where apparently at 3:30 it's backed up now.
Wow. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, normally, I'd say 9 out of 10 times, like, they're considerate. They're like, oh, they'll get over, and something that semi-drivers do, at least for other semi-drivers that I do like, is like, so you got one in the right lane, one in the left lane, one in the left lane's passing the one in the right lane.
Yeah.
Because they do treat it as a passing lane. And once he gets far enough ahead, the one in the right lane will flash his lights to say, hey, it's safe for you to come over into the right lane, because he knows using that guy using his mirrors, it's kind of hard to tell.
Right.
Even though they've been doing it for years. So I try to exchange that same courtesy to them. Like, if I'm in the right lane and I have a semi pass me in the left lane, once he gets far enough ahead of me, I'll flash my, hey, safe, come over. Doesn't always happen.
Yeah. See, I think funniest but saddest thing I've ever seen on the back of a semi had two signs on it with arrows pointing to the left and the right.
Mm.
The arrow pointing to the left says passing side. The arrow to the right says suicide.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that. I have a picture somewhere where I saw that on the back of a truck because I was just like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that they have to put that, but that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, but then you've also got the drivers who don't turn on their lights when it's raining.
Yep. Don't see too many of those, but they do have.
Apparently don't drive on the interstate when it's raining.
Oh, I do.
I see it all the time.
Oh, I mean, you see, in comparison to just people that are ignorant of, like what should be a common courtesy as far as, staying in the right lane, only using left lane for passing, and just other things. You get like the one idiot, that does not have their lights on, but they eventually figure it out.
Usually around the time they pass the sign saying it's a state law to turn your lights on when it's raining.
One last driving story. I was driving down a road close to where I live here, and the speed limit's 55 on that road. And I typically go closer to 60 on it, I'll admit. But it's a 4-lane divided highway. Like there's a nice median in between the different sides of traffic, and so a lot of people tend to go a lot faster, upwards of 70 on that road because it feels like the interstate. Well, I'm driving down it. I'm doing about 60. I'm in the left lane. I'm passing the people in the right lane, and this car catches up with me, and it's just riding my tail in the left lane. And like I said, I'm passing the people in the right lane, so I'm like, well, okay, but he got uncomfortably close to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I see an opening up in the right lane a little bit. So what I do is I brake check him. I hit my brakes, drop my car down a gear, and then take off immediately and get in the right lane. Next thing I know, this guy gets over in the right lane behind me, and I'm like, huh. Check my wing mirror over on my side, and there was a state trooper right behind him. Passed me, didn't do anything. I was like, huh. He probably saw how close he was. I hope he saw how close he was.
Mm-hmm.
And that or the state trooper just in general did not care. Which is, that happens too.
Yeah.
Well, it's been about time, so.
It's apparently Neville's bedtime.
Oh, he's a silly cat. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Andrea.
Thank you for having me.
It's been my pleasure. And, yeah, so next week on my podcast, I don't know who I'll have.
I think Heather wants to be on it again.
Well, tell her to get a hold of me.
I do. Whether she listens or not is up to her.
Okay. So, until next time, bye.